This is my wife's BMW X5M. We drove over 750 miles to go look at it, and she had no idea I surprised her with it. When I first saw this car, I just knew it was perfect for her. Red interior, leather dash, full moonroof, a V8 twin turbo,
555 horsepower, 4.4 litre, twin turbocharged V8.
I found the most amazing car ever, but there's one little big kind of issue. It's like 11 hours away.
11? What else is new?
Yeah, the car's 11 hours away, and there's another thing. We have to leave in like 3 hours. So I need you to pack your stuff.
Oh, tonight?
Yeah, we gotta leave tonight.
Okay.
And we gotta go pick up a rental right now.
Okay, okay.
I literally could not believe we're doing this right now. Here we go. And to make things crazier, we don't plan to stop. Our plan is to get there, buy the car, and then drive right back.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you.
We don't care.
What car do you think we came to look at?
Maybe BMW? Maybe Mercedes? Maybe a truck.
Maybe a truck. All right, those are your 3 guesses?
Yeah. Yes. Locked in.
What do you think? A 2012 BMW X5M. A car known for its notorious issues, but also known as one of the greatest SUVs ever made. And to make things worse, the owner did not know English.
And my day is ruined.
Shout out to all my Ukrainian followers out there. I love y'all. And if you're wondering how we communicated, yeah, that's me asking him if I could drive it. Even though I'm sleep deprived, tired, over 700 miles away from home, we came here for a mission and we cannot fail now. First official fill up, and look how good that rear end looks. We got the quad tips, and it takes $65 to fill up. But as things were going great, we remembered something. We have to drive back while there's an active hurricane in South Carolina, exactly where we are. So this first drive back home was very intense. Imagine driving through a hurricane for around 300 miles.
2 miles now, picking up speed.
Phil, sometime this week would be good.
I'm trying to get out.
We got like 2.5 hours left. I'm officially clocking out. Crystal's officially taking the wheel because I literally can't anymore. I've been driving for like almost 8 hours. But this thing is just so sick. Oh. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is my wife, Crystal. And what is that over there?
My new car.
What? What is it? What is it? What is it?
It's a BMW X5M.
Okay, show us.
First, I love her front. Look at her little eyes.
What do you think of the car? Overall, what do you think about it?
I love that it's comfortable. I love it's an SUV. It's big. It's not a coupe.
It is extremely comfortable. I mean, this car is just so sick.
We have a 500 horsepower and 550 torque.
Oh, you almost got it. Under this hood, we have 550 horsepower with 500 torque, V8 twin turbo. Look what happens when you click the M button. Full on race car. How sick is that? I mean, when you click here to go backwards, you get a bird's eye view in 2012. I mean, that is just unheard of. I didn't even know this existed back then. But how fast is it? Gun it. More, keep going, stay on it. Upshift. Upshift.
Upshift?
That was good, look at you. Little rebel.
Race car.
We're absolutely modifying it, tuning it, and making it over 600 horsepower, but there's a catch. She has no idea. She thinks I'm doing maintenance. Let's go. Hands down, the biggest car I've ever had to jack off. And if you're new here, this is my first ever M car. So, and it being my first M car, I didn't realize Advanced Auto Parts didn't have the oil filter. So, we had to go to BMW. And let me tell you, I felt very out of place. But look how sick this display car is. Thankfully, they had the filter. But you know something I don't love? $36 for an oil filter. Now this car takes a whopping 9.3 quarts of oil. Oh my gosh. Why was that so hard on there? I got this oil filter thing. I don't know if it's gonna work, but if it does, I'm gonna be very happy. Oh my gosh, it works. It does. The X5M. Oh my goodness, that was a lot. Okay, that's sick. Oh my goodness. Oh shoot, what the? Okay, what a mess. If I start up this car with no oil, things would be bad. And I believe this is actually the most oil I've ever put into a car, but V8 twin turbo, it makes sense. And these cars are actually known for burning oil, which for the year and the type of car it is, I find it completely normal. And as for the trans fluid, this is exactly what we're using. But let's hurry up because I kind of want to modify this car already. Sorry. She can't hear me though. Good. First, get the filler bolt that's on the top side of the passenger side, and the drain, it's at the very bottom. And the weird thing is, these transmissions say lifetime fluid, but I've heard that's lifetime of the warranty. Transmission fluid definitely is not lifetime, and you should absolutely change the fluid. Here we go. Okay, now the reason the car's fully jacked up is because we filled up the transmission, but now we need to try to put the car into gear so then we can go ahead and top off the transmission. Oh, yep, yep. It doesn't quite let me throw it into gear because it pretty much immediately sensed that the car was in the air. So look what happens. Try to throw it into gear, even in S mode. And then as soon as I let go of the brakes, it just goes right back into park. So yeah, but right now, making sure the oil level was good. Boom, oil level, okay. But did you notice why it didn't let me go into gear? Well, the e-brake is on. That's exactly why. So after I took it off, it finally worked. Now for refilling the transmission, there is a specific procedure. I believe it's 15 seconds in first gear, second gear, up to third gear if you can, and then in reverse. The fluid needs to go into the torque converter and just go everywhere in the transmission. But if the transmission gets a little up to temperature, the fluid expands and then you cannot refill it, it'll just spill out. Now it is time for the fun part. As you guys know, Christopher loves loud crackles, pops, and loud exhaust. Here we have the exhaust that's going on the X5M behind me. Aside from the downpipes, you also got something called an X pipe. This doesn't really mess with how loud the car is, but it does change the sound drastically. But the missing massive thing for the exhaust is a package from Valvetronic. Jeez! Look at that big boy right there. Massive thank you to Valvetronic for being a sponsor of this build. I've been following this company for years. You guys know they make the most insane exhaust systems for exotics, BMWs, pretty much everything. And well, here we go. Look at that. Let's go, baby. Massive thank you to Valvetronic. I'm gonna leave everything in the description. Get closer like this. Ho, 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 ho. And everything is controlled with this little remote. Obviously, open the flaps and you close the flaps. This is as good as it gets right here, y'all. And another thing, I really hope I got the correct downpipes from BRSF because there's actually two versions for the X5M. You have a 2-bolt and you have a flange. This is probably the most confusing platform I've ever worked on, but I'm just hoping that we got the right part. Even though things were a little tight around the turbos in the engine bay, it wasn't impossible to get to. We pretty much just have to free up the downpipes, and that means get everything out of the way so they can come out through the top. It is such a mess, but here we go. Boom. This car is filled with little E-sockets. It's what's pretty much holding the whole heat shield onto the turbos. And I'm really praying I'm able to reuse this heat shield because this engine already runs so hot, I cannot imagine running this car without its heat shield. Well, everything has to not go great. So right now, this is where we're at. The final bolt for the shield, completely stripped. So now we gotta tackle this a different way. Plan is to pretty much try and hammer in a smaller socket, and hopefully it lets us do the thing. Yeah, let's just say things weren't according to plan. But for now, let's go ahead and move on into taking out the O2 sensors, because those have to come out for the heat shield that's holding in the downpipe to come out as well. And I realized I don't have an O2 sensor socket. After spending thousands and thousands and thousands on AutoZone, I had 20 bucks on the account. So this was free. See, the day's not going so bad after all. Good things are happening, and I'm here for it. Oh, here he comes, here he comes. And now you can really see the downpipes down there. Look at that. This fall is just looking cooler and cooler every single video. But it is that time where we add 5 flags from the countries you guys are from, and we put them on the wall. And it is awesome. I think today we're gonna put a little bit, I think today we're gonna put 2 under Portugal, and then the rest should fit right here. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, and check this out. Yes. All right, let's get back to the final X5M video. After taking out the V-band clamps from the top, we had to take out the crank vent plastic hose that goes to the top of the valve cover, and then a top bracket from the turbo, and then that pretty much frees up everything up top. This is about to be a tight fit, but here we go. Hopefully I can find exactly what we have to disconnect. That's the exhaust, and if you come down here, boom, there is the downpipe that we have to take off. And as far as I can see, those are the studs. Oh boy, I think now is when things get a little interesting. And just when I thought things were bad, look at the driver's side. You have a drive shaft going to the front of the car, and then you have transmission cooler lines wrapping around the downpipe. I've never seen anything like this in my life, and I'm scared. So what are we gonna do? We're gonna start with the quote-unquote easier side, the passenger side. There's one heat shield bolt at the very bottom, like I said, another E socket. Then you have the 10mm bolts holding the downpipe to the rest of the exhaust, which thankfully we were able to get to with a swivel socket. And then it's the driver's side. Look at this monstrosity. We had to get almost every extension possible and every swivel socket possible to get in there, and thankfully we were actually able to get the bolts. And with the pry bar, we were prying up the downpipe. Downpipes should come off in the next couple seconds when I take those off. Also, the whole time I've been working on top of a chair. That's what happens when you're doing downpipes on an SUV, that it's a hot V, the turbos are up top. But let's get these bad boys off. Normally you want to take one at a time, but since I stripped both middle bolts, they gotta come out together. There you go. Woo! Let's go. Should be the last thing holding on the downpipe. Oh my gosh. Yes! Let's go! I would start it, but this thing would give me like 20,000 check engine lights. Whew, man, I'm tired, I'm gonna be honest. But the last thing I need to do right now is stop working and go eat something. I need a quick snack, a healthy snack, something that's good for me. And that's very hard to find, right? Well, not exactly, and that's thanks to today's sponsor, Chomps. Chomps is my go-to snacks. You guys know I go to the gym every single day. I'm very cautious with what I put in my body, and this is the perfect snack. 10 to 12 grams of protein, 0 sugar, and the beef sticks are made from grass-fed and finished beef. It generally doesn't get better than this. You get a really good snack, good protein, very healthy, and you can continue doing what you were doing. And it's so good. And this isn't just a snack, it's a high quality protein that you can just put in your pocket, have in your tool bag, throw anywhere, and it doesn't leave a mess. So I can literally, I need a 10mm. Oh, I lost a 10mm. Yeah, never mind, never read that. And when you're done with it, well, it doesn't leave a mess. It's all the stick without the egg. And when it comes to flavor, they have the jalapeno and the original beef stick. Mine is just the original. Actually, oh, there's the jalapeno. Tastes so good. They both taste amazing, honestly. Right. Quick snack while working. Thank you so much to Chomps for sponsoring this video. If you want to check it out, check the link in the description, pinned comment section. And well, it's a must. I mean, it's hard to explain how good it is. I know stealing catalytic converters is a massive thing nowadays. If you've ever dealt with this issue, buy an X5M. Trust me, no one's ever gonna steal your catalytic converters. And what would you look at that? Doing the driver's side downpipes is worse than doing an engine swap. But out with the old and stuffy, look at that. And in with the new and straight through.
Hi.
Hi, honey.
I need my car.
I'm not done yet.
What are you doing?
Just maintenance.
Just maintenance?
Yeah. Just don't look at what's on the table or anything. Everything's just maintenance. Like I'm cleaning out the cats. These things have to be serviced every 10 years, and this car's actually 12 years old, and I need to clean it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Can I use it later?
Yeah, you can use it later, honey. All right, love you. Okay. God, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm an idiot. I'm an absolute idiot. I mean, she definitely knows I'm up to something. But in the bright side, she doesn't know exactly what I'm up to or how it's gonna sound like, so that's good. There's simply just no room to get the downpipe into the bracket that meets the exhaust, let alone putting the bolt from the top and the nuts through the bottom. I'm hoping by taking off more shielding and just creating a little more space, we can get in there, including taking out the drive shaft or disconnecting it so we have a little more space. But then I sort of realized an issue. Everyone that does downpipes on these earlier model X5Ms gets the bolts welded to the downpipe. So then you just have to slide it in and get the nut from the bottom. And well, we absolutely did not do that. Even though I wasn't able to sleep all night, I did think of something. Instead of trying to slide in the bolt from the bottom of the car, why don't we try from the top of the car? Unfortunately, we needed help from the one person I didn't want to know what was going on. Yeah, thankfully, there wasn't a lot of questions, and we were actually able to do it. Okay, this beast is going to be loud. Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Even though it's been pretty tough, I just cannot wait to see Crystal's reaction when we start up for the first time and she sees that it's modified. To tune this car, it is quite different from my regular 335i. We have to have a laptop and use a program called Simon 4, and we're also getting tuned by Active Auto Works. We should have a stage 2 plus tune. 1, 2. Oh, and I forgot the best part of all, we're also using Crystal's phone. That's a hot spot. Click back up and read full to DME read. Okay. Identify. Why is it doing that? But of course, nothing ever comes easy. We kept getting an error, and this laptop is literally at 8% battery. Flashing a car takes a very long time. And since we can't charge the laptop because we don't have electricity, Crystal decided to go to Starbucks, so I went along with her to pretty much charge every device I can think of. And finally, we were able to figure it out. The issue was we just had to run the program as administrator. But of course, you can't know exactly what I'm doing, so I had to act a little casual. Here we go. We're gonna do this. We're gonna get this done. Now it should work. It should work now. Boom. And then when we click identify, ladies and gentlemen, we finally got it. Back up. Or we can take an hour. Never mind, we can't do this. We literally can't do this, so the car's gonna run out of battery. It needs to be connected. When the car's being flashed, it needs to be connected to a battery tender / charger. So for now, let's do other things while we wait for electricity to come back. Well, would you look at that? These filters say 2022 on them. Wow, so that probably means these are the original filters that came in the car. 2013, 2022. Very happy we're doing this. 1.5 hours later, we made it to a spot that's really cool. It's a pretty viral spot on Instagram, and the fact that they're only an hour and a half away. And that spot is G Exhaust. How cool is that? If you're wondering what happened to the BMW logo, while driving through the hurricane wind, it actually flew off. But unfortunately, I might have driven 1.5 hours for no reason. Huh?
For like a Mustang, right?
It says Universal on.
Dude, those are extremely tight, dude. So like where you need them, you need to be like here. Right?
Yeah.
And as you can see where that could fit flush. So like, dude, we're gonna be up in this area right here, where this inlet's gonna be.
Yeah, it's tight for sure. Well, the mufflers seem to be a little too long for the car. But even though these are not gonna work, we're still gonna do something very, very cool. G Exhaust gonna hook it up. We're doing some mufflers on the car, some vibrant mufflers, and we're also still doing the X5, so this thing's gonna sound amazing. I think the ECU is about to be flashed, and then we can download the file and send it to the tuner. Here we go. Yes! So we sent it off to the tuner, and I'm hoping by the time we get home, he gets back to us and we can flash on the new tune and the surprise Christabel. Check it out, we got the tune just in time. Yes! I cannot believe we actually pulled this off. Yes. And after 30 minutes, it is finally flashed and ready to surprise its owner. Here we go. All right, time for your first test drive. Just want you to drive it. Let me know if everything's good. Okay. Let's go. Hot here in Florida, y'all. All right. All the maintenance was done in your car. A little bit more, as you saw. Start up. Oh my God. As we know, Crystal doesn't really like gunning it, but downshift to second, just, you know, just touch her a little bit. Third, second. So this car with a stage 2 plus, I think we went from 550 to over 600 wheel horsepower. Either way, I emailed the tuner because I want an exact number. It's the weekend right now, he's not gonna get back to us, but man, this thing is so sick. What do you think?
I am obsessed.
But I'm not gonna lie, putting those downpipes in.
Wow. Oh my gosh. The carbon fiber. Ah! Look at that. Oh my gosh. I heard a pop.
We're going to be absolutely transforming the exterior of this car, from lights to wheels to suspension. But this thing is heavy. To little cosmetic details. This 2012 car should be looking more like a 2024 BMW. All right, here we go. Starting with one of my favorite things to do, and that is suspension. This is actually my first ever time doing springs on a BMW. Here we got some H&R springs, which looks so good. On the rear, it uses an air suspension air leveling kit, which we literally only have to switch these little things right here, and the car pretty much drops all the way down. Oh, before I forget, I also got M5 competition stoppers. I think that's what you call this. I'm not 100% sure, but these work on this car. This car's old. I don't think this has ever been done, and we're gonna get some good stopping, which should lower the car front and back about 2 inches. We're gonna make the most of it and give it that really nice stance. If you can tell, I'm extremely excited. So excited! What? No way that just happened. I've never in my life seen wheels this tight. First thing in the agenda, get the 18mm bolt that holds the strut onto the horseshoe arm. And after that, we get the 3 bolts up top, but there's a lot of components in the way, including this plastic tray, which is being held down by twist lock clips. Once we get all that out of the way, we still have one more plastic shielding, which is being held down by a couple hidden Torx bolts. But when that's out of the way, there they are, the 3 13mm bolts holding the strut onto the strut tower of the car. But now it's the difficult part. After we disconnect the horseshoe from the control arm, we need to lower the horseshoe as much as possible so we have enough room to slide out the strut. But thanks to a hammer and pretty much prying down the whole suspension, we're finally able to get it off. And then the intrusive thoughts and bad ideas got to me.
Now we're getting backyard mechanic sketchy. Do not try this at home. Get a spring compressor, do it the right way. I simply don't have time, so we're doing it like this.
By me doing this tactic, this could happen.
Oh man, it's always nerve-wracking doing that.
And here we go, we got old versus new. After seeing that stopper, I am so happy we're doing this. And cannot wait to see how nice the car's gonna look lowered, because this look is just way too monster truck.
Okay, and now we put everything back the way it was.
But unfortunately, somehow putting it on is more difficult than taking it off. And that's usually not how it goes. So there's definitely something going on here.
Oh, we figured out the issue. Turns out there's actually a literal sign from factory that tells you where something should be going. And I didn't realize that. As you can see when taking it out, that was all the way over here. And we're now trying to put the strut like that. So I think the issue is that this isn't lining up properly up there. So I think we gotta take this off, disassemble, move it, and then back up we go. I guess we live and learn. Live and learn. Another marking, although this one doesn't matter as much.
Well, maybe I should have paid more attention to all the signs the BMW techs left to people like me that don't really know anything. But after taking everything apart, twisting it the right proper way, it's actually going on just perfect, and thankfully even easier than when taking off. And well, one spring is in and one more to go.
And now the awesome thing is what we just did on that side, we're doing on this side.
There's the module or sensor, and there's the arm that we have to remove, which was great. We didn't even have to jack up the car. And two 10mm nuts later, out with the old and in with the new. Shout out to Chris Fix. And it's also an upgrade. The OEM ones are plastic and could probably easily break. Lowering springs was such a good idea. I cannot wait to see everything fully put together at the end.
Blacked out BMW logos.
We just have to make sure we put it on straight and it is not crooked, or that would be really, really bad. But I believe we did a very good job.
This is gonna be so sick. Fragile.
Carbon fiber diffuser. Actually, let's face it, every single car needs a carbon fiber diffuser. So this was a must for Cristobal's car. And even though it came with 3M, I am going to be using panel bond to make sure this thing never comes off. You can just never be too secure when it comes on aftermarket body panels. Wow, what an amazing addition to the rear end of this car. Absolutely changed it completely. And the crazy thing is, we're not even done just yet with the rear. Let's face it, the chrome X5M logo just isn't gonna cut it anymore. We're going for a murdered out theme.
The awesome thing is we still have the outline.
Man, look how good that looks. But there's one final piece that's going to put the whole rear end all together. The one and only taillight tint.
Hold on real quick. I'm tired. It is sunny outside. Oh, I'm taking it with me.
And hey, it's something everybody can do for pretty cheap. This roll of tint was about $30-something, something most people can afford compared to $500+ for aftermarket taillights. And it's not hard at all to do. Get creative, go out there and try. With that being said, it is time to see how the rear looks.
We're not spraying the color red on the calipers. We're using a paintbrush. Yes, you heard that right. We're brushing the paint on the calipers.
Make sure the surface is extremely clean, and now we can dump the reactor into the paint, mix it up. It says to wait 5 minutes, and well, we can start brushing on about 2 kids just in case.
No turning back now, boys. Oh, wow. Okay. While the first coat on that side is drying up, I'm taking advantage. I should wait about 15 minutes until the second coat, and I'm pretty much drying up or prepping this side to be painted.
One thing about this though, it does take quite a long time, but what makes up for it is just how good it looks. I mean, just look at that. Camera will never do it justice, and it's still wet and it will self-level throughout the next couple days. But right off the bat, absolutely ecstatic with the results.
It looks so good. But we still got one little thing to put on, and that is the M logo. I mean, just check that out. We're completely transforming this car.
And after long hours, brake calipers are done. Let's face it, another thing that looks faded and ugly is the grille.
The grill just doesn't look as good as it did when it came from factory.
So not only are we getting new grills, of course we have to upgrade. These are F-Series X5M grills.
Look at that. And these should clip on just like OEM.
And to remove it is actually very simple. These ducts we're actually going to keep, and what we're going to be replacing is the grill itself.
Whew. That. Oh, look at that.
Okay, I mean, look at that. No one can tell me the one on the left side looks better than the one on the right side.
Oh, yeah.
And since we're up here and I have some carbon fiber wrap left, why not match the front logo with the rear logo and give it that blacked out theme, but with a twist of carbon fiber. Since we have an F-Series grille, we can install the X5M logo in the front as well, just like the newer X5M BMWs. Absolutely awesome.
Okay, check this out, y'all. This is probably by far the toughest headlight removal I have ever done. But I'm happy that we did everything without breaking anything. Now, let's fix this up without breaking anything.
But I'm really hoping this was the most difficult part of this whole process, and it's gonna be smooth sailing from here.
Time to remove the lens, but we have to be extremely careful.
See, this is when things are just getting a little out of hand. I should be the last person in the world cutting up a headlight to modify it.
Okay, here we go. Hopefully I did not mess anything up. Oh my goodness. It's almost there. That literally took longer than doing a whole motor swap. Whew, let me tell you, those headlights are no joke. Like I said, perfect energy source. Eat it. Let's get back to work.
And the scariest part, to throw on these modern angel lights, we pretty much have to take apart the whole headlight assembly because, well, it's a whole new mechanism we're installing. And for power, we're going to be splicing into the plug that gives the low beam power. But before we finalize anything, we have to be 100% sure it works. Now it's time to put everything back together and gluing up the new angel eyes or hex eyes. I honestly didn't think we were gonna make it this far. Taking apart this headlight, I really just wanted to give up and throw the new lens on, but I am so happy we're going through with it and installing the whole new mechanism. Wow, look how good that looks. Oh man, I did not think this was gonna look this good. And instead of spending over $2,000 on headlights, we spent a couple hundred with some tears and a lot of blood. But hey, it still looks just as good. And we kept the factory mechanism, which, oh my gosh. So I'm buttoning up the headlight. No. No stinking way this just happened. It is looking so incredible so far. Truly believe these wheels have never been cleaned in their 120 years of being on this planet. We also have to sand down the wheels. Make sure the surface is nice and prepped for the primer, and then after the primer, the paint. And after priming it and sanding down the primer, well, it is time for the paint. Remember when I said Lucas was going to absolutely kill these wheels? Well, he absolutely destroyed them. Look how amazing they look. And the paint that we used, look at the flake. Or as Crystal would probably say, the sparkle. Just absolutely beautiful. Mission accomplished. We have absolutely transformed everything about this car. Let's go see how it really looks. And well, surprise the owner. Hi, look where we are. All right, turn around and look at the new beast. Do you notice anything at the very bottom? Carbon fiber diffuser. We come to the side. I know you loved these wheels when we first got the car. It was like one of your favorite things. Yeah. So we kept the wheels, but we made it, obviously, we painted them black. Massive thank you to Lucas.
They look so good.
So good.
Let's get up close here, though.
Look at that. Look at the finish on those. How insane is that?
Yes.
I am obsessed.
Yes.
I love it.
We did red calibers to match
To match
your interior. Yes. That is your new modernized BMW X5M.
That is so hot. Look at you.
Okay, but even though all that is really cool and all, none of it really helps her 1 hour daily commute to school and back.
Even though this interior was a top of the line spec back in 2012, well, in today's day and age, it is outdated. And even though the car may look awesome and sound even better, in reality, she spends all of her time inside of the car driving.
So today's a massive interior episode. We're modernizing and modifying this interior so it makes our commute to school and back just way better, way more modern, and well, happy wife, happy life. Let's go.
How about we start with the steering wheel? This thing is so sick.
Okay, so step one is take off this steering wheel, which you actually have like 2 little buttons back.
Holy.
Actually, to make sure that doesn't happen, we have to remove the battery.
I got it. Yes! Yes.
Whew. Okay, maybe I like you. And of course, we do have to put the paddle shifters from this steering wheel to the new one, as well as the buttons and everything. So it's pretty OEM plus plug and play, as good as it gets.
First, I have to start swapping out the modules. First thing we have to do is loosen up the 3 Torx bolts that's holding in the front plastic trim piece of the steering wheel, which is also holding in the buttons as well. Because remember, we have to switch every single module from the steering wheel to the brand new one. And well, hopefully we do everything right and it all works as it should. There's a bunch of little connectors and one long harness, and the paddle shifters need to be disconnected from the harness that goes into the buttons at the front of the steering wheel. Paddle shifters come out through the back of the wheel. And well, now we do everything in reverse order. So everything should properly work when it's all said and done.
Yeah, nicely put it in, nothing crazy. Of course, I already said it, but coral red to match the interior. It doesn't get better than that.
But man, does that steering wheel look good. It's not too much, it's just perfect. If you know me, you know I love my digital clusters. And I know Crystal was gonna love it just as much. This kind of modification really makes the car time travel to current time.
But okay, so we put the steering wheel all the way towards me and as down as possible, and that should give us enough room to take the screen off.
With a whopping total of only 2 Torx sockets, 1 on each side, which might be a little tricky to get to, but is nothing out of this world difficult. And with those 2 out of the way, we should be able to take this out.
Boom. Look at that. Look how easy that is. 1 plug up here, and that's pretty much it.
This screen is so awesome. After that's out of the way, we have to attach the screen to what you would call the body of the unit, just so it doesn't look so odd and out of place.
Okay, I'm hoping this isn't difficult and it just goes right in. So that's in. Now I want to see if this works, so let's turn on the screen. Ooh! Now, I wish it said welcome Christabel, but we can probably take that off or change it if we want to. Oh, yeah, there we go.
We really have turned this cockpit so far from a 2012, well, mom car to an even more aggressive, even sportier, modernized sports SUV. And I just couldn't help myself but play with the screen. My favorite part is you can choose so many different themes and, well, colors as well. And you guessed it, we had to go with the Speed Rush theme.
The red, it looks so good, and I do believe the paddle shifters are working. At least the M button is, as you can see. Boom, off. When we go into drive, if I click the paddle, it says M, so I think they're also working. But one really weird thing is I'm getting a driving malfunction light. I'm not sure why, but this has never happened before. All-wheel drive and DSC malfunction, Servotronic malfunction, DVC malfunction. I think it has to do with the fact that we disconnected the battery and then reconnected it. I think it'll be okay once we drive the car around, but man, this looks so good.
Not even the cluster in my 2017 BMW looks this good.
The interior is looking so good so far, but now it is time to just finish it off with probably the biggest screen I've ever seen.
This might be the craziest retrofit slash screen you ever see in an older car. I personally have never seen this before or even knew existed, but after stepping in the new generation BMWs, I just knew that we not only wanted but needed this for this car. And I present to you the whopping 14.9 inches display that's going to absolutely finish and transform this whole interior. First thing is, remove the 2 Torx bolts that are holding in the screen. Once that's done, well, easily enough, we remove the screen, but do not forget to unplug the back. You don't want to forget that. After removing the screen, we have to remove the whole climate control, which is also a couple bolts. This is going to give us access to the big piece that we really need to remove so we have correct audio and everything functions correctly, and that is the CD player.
Now I'm praying that is it going to look out of place? Maybe not, right? But the real question is, how the heck does that go mounted? Gotcha. So this goes in here, and then he uses those 2 bolts. That's nice, right? Oh my goodness, that's insane actually. That's actually insane.
But now things get a little tricky. We have to remove this massive connector from the back of the CD player, and after doing so, we have to disconnect these 2 little wires that thankfully by pushing down the little tab you can disconnect from the whole plug itself. We have to connect these 2 into the new plug that comes with the kit, and then connect this end of the adapter harness into the CD player. And well, this little plug goes into the screen and it should all work, or the car's gonna burn down.
A lot of things aren't plugged in, so if it doesn't, that's probably why. It works! It works, yes! That's so crazy! Just like the new BMWs, the digital screen going right into another digital screen.
I cannot believe that worked, but it wasn't difficult at all. And now it is time. The first song that is played is always very important. Here we go. Huh. For some reason, there's 0 audio. It shows that the music is playing, but there's no audio. And we really don't have a ton of time to troubleshoot this if it's something extremely complicated.
Mosquitoes are killing me and I can't figure out the audio. It's weird because I did hear a phone call and I can listen to the radio from the car, but every time I play a song and it's connected to the Apple CarPlay, I can't hear audio.
Actually, let's try one more thing.
Oh, let's go to the main menu of the car. Hold on. Oh, wait. CD? Wait a minute. Is that the reason why I had to put it to aux? Wait.
But there's no audio.
Oh, it's still not working. Wait, let's try one more thing. Disconnect from here.
I did read in the instructions, if you don't hear audio, directly connect the harness to the aux connection the car comes with.
Guys know I'm 100% honest. I'm gonna be real. The screen does not look out of place in real life. It simply doesn't. I want to say that it's too big and it looks out of place, but we've seen this on newer BMWs, so it kind of looks normal at this point. And the fitment of it, everything just looks so good. Even from the back, I mean... What do you think, girl?
I recognize this. That is insane.
Oh, look at the size of this thing.
That's huge.
Look at the size of this thing.
That's huge. Oh my goodness.
And of course, we do have a nice dash cam that's always recording.
Wow, I need that.
And then your steering wheel.
Wow.
This BMW build took a turn I never thought it would have taken. What started off as a fun idea turned into an action of me actually driving over 800 miles to pick up the car and surprise Christopher with it, to us absolutely transforming the exterior, doing downpipes on my first ever V8 twin turbo car, tuning it mid-hurricane, all the way up until now, finishing the perfect interior for Christopher, and finishing what was such an amazing, exciting, an eye-opening build. I never once in my life thought I would love an SUV, and here we are now with possibly what might be my favorite car of the fleet. And hey, who knows, maybe we'll do something crazy with it down the line.
10 out of 10?
10 out of 10.
Oh, we love to hear that.